For this last example, you were to find the perimeter and area of the decagon. And this decagon is inscribed in a circle with a radius of 8 units. So you see in my picture, I have the decagon, I have the radius, but I didn't draw the circle. Either way, I can still find the answer. First thing I'm going to do is draw the other radius and also draw the apothem with the right angle. And we're going to focus in on that triangle. So we need to find the apothem, we need to find the side length. Sometimes you'll be given the side length, but most of the time you'll have to go ahead and find it using your trigonometry skills. We also need to find the central angle at the top of the triangle, which will be 360 divided by the number of sides, and a decagon has 10 sides. When we simplify, we get 36 degrees. So now we're going to take that triangle and we're going to split it up. So we have our apothem, we have our 8 units for the radius and for the hypotenuse, but now we have a side length for B at the bottom, just like we did before, and also 18 degrees at the top. Remember, the 18 comes from dividing that central angle into 2 congruent parts, because now we have 2 different triangles. We're going to use trig again to solve for the apothem and the base of that triangle. I'm going to use cosine first to solve for A. So cosine of 18 equals A over 8. We're going to multiply by 8 on both sides, and the 8s will cancel on the right side. So 8 times the cosine of 18 is equal to the apothem, which is going to give us 7.61. Now we're going to solve for B, so we're going to have to use the sign since we have opposite divided by hypotenuse. Again, we're going to multiply both sides by 8. Cross out the 8s on the right side. So B is now 8 times the sine of 18 degrees. And when we put that in our calculator, we get 2.47. Remember to be rounding to the hundredths place. We're going to go back to the bigger triangle and plug in what we know. Since we only have half of that side length of the triangle, we need the whole thing. So we're going to multiply by 2 again, and we get 4.94. Now this equation we're going to use will be 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Since we were asked for the perimeter, it's just easier to use this formula. Again, you can still use whichever one you choose. The perimeter, remember, is just the number of sides times the side length. So it's really still both formulas. Our number of sides is 10, and our side length is 4.94. Therefore, the perimeter is 49.4 units. We're going to plug the rest into the area equation. So 1/2 times the apothem of 7.61 times the perimeter we just found. And our area is now 187.97 units squared.